Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm back trying to get back to the swing of things, working on Omni Gear things today. But yeah, it's been a little bit. Sorry for the delay. Like I said in the last live stream, I've been like rather busy trying to deal with a ton of like work related things and whatnot. So that has taken up a lot of my priorities, which I guess I can go over some housekeeping stuff before I start. One, I should have had this prepared. One is that the two work related projects that I've been working on released trailers recently. One is Screenbound, which I am now realizing it would be really convenient if I had the videos there. So I'm gonna continue to vamp while I look for those videos. Screenbound trailer, and then I can put that stuff inside of thing. There we go. We grab this one. As you can tell, I am thoroughly prepared. And then there we go. And grab that one. And we copy. Okay. I'll have this all nice and formatted, I think. I don't actually know if it's going to be super formatted. Screenbound. And then raccoon. I really should have prepared for this beforehand. Hey, it's all right. We're doing it live. All right, and then I paste, and then I paste. There we go. Screenbound. I don't know if that's gonna. Ugh. I don't like that one. Hold up. Let me remove that image. Remove that one. There. Slightly better. Ever so slightly better. Screenbound and Truckcoon. There we go. All right. That was a long long-winded way to get to. All right. So yeah, two of the games I worked on, which is Screenbound, which is a game where you're playing a game, or you're playing on a Game Boy, but the things that are happening in the Game Boy are happening around you as well. And then working on Truckcoon, supporting me from another world, and that is a crazy taxi like racing game. Well, I guess driving game. So yeah, those two things have now been announced, and super excited for everybody to finally see all that stuff. But those two things are the things that are taking up a lot of my time recently, so I have not been able to really do much else and whatnot. So I am actually now what I'm gonna try and do is I'm going to try to get the try and focus more on working on Omni Gear and the YouTube channel and whatnot. I still definitely have a lot of work to do on work related things, but I want to try and prioritize this a little bit more. So that's my intent, at least. I know I also say that often, but I really want to, really am going to make a concerted effort to try and make that work. So let me see, what else do I got to talk about? Here, I'll bring this up. So yeah, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, yes, is to try and do some of the things where I'm making a more concerted effort of working on Omni Gear stuff and things. Is the next big milestone that I want to do is release the Steam page of Omni Gear. So that is the next big thing that I'm going to be doing, and I'm hoping that it's going to be rather soon. relatively soon. There's still a lot of things that I have to do before I feel comfortable being like, yeah, I know, now I'll release a Steam page. Largely, I need to update the art. That's probably the biggest thing, but there's a couple of other things as well. So that will help give me a North Star to go for, to try and tackle all these things. So like that will, what will that include? That would include like, so yeah, doing the 3D modeling and whatnot. But like also doing a trailer, which is why the 3D modeling is going to be important. And then there's other like features that I also want to do before I actually do that, which are like related to like a replay system, so that you can actually play back like matches and whatnot in some form of like replay system where you can move the camera around and all that good stuff. Maybe even have a photo mode or things like that. That will help me greatly with making trailers. That's one of the things that I really want to do, but then also it'll help me like with people being able to make videos of their coolest and sickest matches and whatnot. So yeah, I think that is everything. Let's see. I'm going to look at all the stuff. I think that's everything. Yes. Oh, I guess one other thing that I was going to mention is one of the things that I want to do after release, or after the Steam page is released, is like rebuild Omnigear so that it doesn't have all this prototype code in it. That's one thing that I'm really itching to do, because there's a lot of things that, one, I've just learned more, but two, there are things that are from the prototype that now the trajectory of the game has changed in terms of structure and whatnot. That is really like I'm grinding up and bumping up against, that I really want to try and figure out. So I think that is all that I have to say there. But for today, I am planning on working on doing, or like working on that 3D modeling / aesthetic art style stuff. I am planning on trying to get the first, I guess the first robot inside of the game. It's not going to be like the first official robot or first official parts that would represent like, oh yeah, this is like, not there. I wouldn't say that there's like a default one, although there are multiple parts that say standard on them. But like this would be this is going to be the parts that are going to represent like, oh, this is roughly the scale of parts that I would want. And then I would base other parts either to be bigger or smaller or skinnier or whatever around these parts, versus just kind of being like, oh, willy-nilly, just go around. I don't know what exactly things are going to look like and whatnot. So that's the goal for this kind of thing. So with that said, let me also try and turn on my Surface here so I can show off some of that stuff. All right, I will bring this up. Hey, look at that. That's not the right thing. That is showing Omnigear. What we want to look at is this. There we go. So this is, I've shown this on stream before, where basically this is like all of the different like sketches and things, trying to figure out all the styles and stuff. But the main thing that I want to work on today is this guy right here. Is I want to try and get this like set up so that it's inside of the game, and then I can work on various other features related to the models and stuff, including lighting and like animations, like head turning and head like tracking and whatnot. Meaning like if there's a point of interest that you will look over at the thing. So like if you're approaching a power up or something like that, you'll look over there. So stuff like that. That's kind of what I want to do. This very simple in terms of the actual shape of the thing, but I want to use this as a reference for scale and whatnot for the different parts. So yeah, that's largely what I'm going to be doing today. We'll see if I can get into any scripting and such. But I think with all of that said, we'll switch over to this, and we will switch from this to this, so that we can actually get this stuff set up. All right, so let's see. Again, I think that I have said everything that I was going to say, but yeah. Sorry, there's just a lot of housekeeping that I had to make sure that I wanted to go through, and whatnot. So, all right. So how do I want to do this? So actually the first thing I want to do is I want to go and play the game, because last time that I did Omnigear stuff, oh geez, real loud. Last time I did Omnigear stuff, yeah, you can see we got the 3D model in here. I actually think, yeah, I'll mute you for a sec. But yeah, we got the 3D model in here and whatnot, which is kind of nice. One thing that I'm also noticing is the camera. The camera is like jittering around, which is very concerning. This is fine. Oh, there we go. Now it's looking okay. That's weird. Why did it do that? I don't know. But yeah, got 3D model in. By 3D models, I mean I got a 3D representation of what the other models were. So yeah, that's one thing that I did do, and I'm now wanting to make like true to life size kind of things in there, and then also kind of get some of the aesthetics of what I'm looking for in the model as well. But as you saw in the sketch, a lot of it is still primitives, but the part that I want to do there is to have it so that those primitives I would be able to utilize to try and do like lighting changes or things like that, or like shaders and material changes and whatnot, versus I'm just, you know, using the very basic primitives here. But yeah, so you can see this is going on here. This is kind of working. I'm gonna try and set up the different parts to also react to things. So like right now I'm just moving around and whatnot. I want to have it so that if I do aim left and right and stuff, the arm does get like move forward, so that I'm like, oh, I'm aiming at somebody, and I have the intent of actually shooting them and whatnot. So things like that. A lot of those small touches with the character controller. That's also, I guess, another thing that I do want to re-explore is like some of the character controller things, but that is after I work on this new robot. Cool. So yeah, I guess let's go ahead and start this. So here we go. I think I am gonna go and I'm looking at the thing. I have my Surface off to the side. I'm gonna look at this, and I think, yeah, some of this stuff I feel like I could probably do as primitives and then use the different shaders for this. But we'll see how exactly this goes. Yeah, let's go in here and we're gonna just completely ignore this. We're not even gonna worry about this. We're gonna just make a brand new thing. I'll make a brand new thing over here, and I'll see whether or not I will want to go into Blender. I do have Blender open down here. Whether or not I want to go into Blender and actually get some of the models in. Again, a lot of this stuff is very simplified, but we will see. Let's go in here and do. I'm already thinking that maybe I should actually do 3D modeling inside of Blender, just because then I have that workflow at least started. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some 3D modeling inside of Blender. Now I just gotta remember how to use Blender. All right. We will start with the body. And the body is very right. I am definitely more used to the older version of Blender. But before I do this, I guess I should probably actually select it all. Where's the line tool? I'm used to the older version of Blender, and then I'm also just not as experienced in Blender as I am, or as I once was, because I barely use any 3D modeling stuff. Where in the world is there the faces? All right, there we go. We do all this. And then I want to, every time I'm using Unity Unity controls. Very embedded in my mind. Okay, so I want to rotate. Whoops, and then rotate it on the, I believe it's the Z axis. There we go. And I'll do 90 degrees instead of, or I guess 45 degrees. Cool. So I'm going to treat this as, ooh, actually that's a good question. Is this the positive Y? Well, let's grab the thing. Oh, this is negative. This is positive. I guess I should treat it positive that way. Like this. Should I? No, I think I'll do this. All right, so we got this. I did want to make this to, every time, I did want to make this to be a little bit skinnier than what it was from before. So we're gonna go click these, and then we'll scale this to be ever so slightly smaller. We'll actually grab this to be and be on the X. Whoops, not the X, the Z axis. Make this slightly bigger or taller. Yeah. We do that, and then we do this. I've done a line edge loop, but hey, we're learning. All right, I want to have this to be ever so slightly zoomed or pressed in. There we go. So yeah, I think that this is kind of what I'm looking for. Actually, I might grab this to be, yeah, again, very simplified, but I think this will work for, generally this is how big the body will be. If it it's not even actually how big the body will be, this is the average size of what the body will look like, and then I can make larger or smaller or whatever size bodies later. I just want to have something as a, hey, this is this is a reference point and whatnot. So I do that, and then if I want to not play a thing, is it Shift A? Yeah, no, it's Shift A, add cube. Oh, I don't think that's is it? No, see, this is where I'm failing to remember all of the controls and things that I can use. Let me rethink. Or is it A? No, A is select everything. Sorry for all the struggles here. Oh, I'll try to do a modeling, because I do want to have a separate model for this. Do I want to have a separate model for all of those? Yes. Yes. All right, hold up. There. Add object. Oh, I was right. Did I do? Oh, I did. Oh, okay. I am now realizing I'm just saying shift. I did shift space. I don't know why I did that. I was right. Okay, so we're going in here. We'll do a mesh. We'll do another cube. Let me turn that on. Another cube here. And then I will grab the cube, lower the cube. Yeah, put this down here. All right. Yeah, I think that is fine in terms of height. The goal here is, now if I go grab this, the goal here is I do want this to be kind of the same width as this. And I want this to not at all be the same width here. Yeah, I want something like this. Look at that. It kind of looks like a pedestal, but you know, that's fine because I'm going to add I'm going to add a sphere, but I want the sphere to look not like the circles that I had in that I have here. Because I don't know if I want to avoid those, but I think that it would look a little bit better because I want to have like a faceted look, like you can see each face, each polygon that is going on there. So that's the goal there. How do I want to go about doing that? I could do, yeah, I think I'll do this here. And then grab this, bring it, oh, not on Z, or on X and Y. There we go. Then we scale that in. Oop. Yeah, I want to have this so that this is rotating on this pivot. At least that's the idea. That's the goal, or so. All right, so I think. All right. Yeah, I think that is looking okay. Cool. Now this is one object, which is good. Yeah. Again, if I need to change any of this stuff, I can change this later. And then the last part, or I guess there's not last part, there are the other parts. There are multiple parts. We do another one of these. And then we go, whoops. We go grab that. Bring that up here. Yeah, I think that is actually of a decent scale, but yeah, I think that's of a decent scale here. Sure. And then I go in, do this, Shift A, get that there. Actually, let me grab this, put up here. Yeah, I want to try and have this stuff. Basically, I want to have the legs and I want to have the legs contain the hips and the neck, or the head contain the neck. That way, each of those parts are things that can attach to whatever the body type is, rather than the other way around. Because then I'd have to make sure that however that works like that, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. I think I'm gonna lower this down a smidge. There we go. Okay. Yeah. There's the thing. Yeah. Okay. So we got this going on, and then the other parts are, I go tab out of this, do one of these, get this going, is I go grab this, and then this is gonna, no, this is actually gonna be on the x-axis. And we'll go over here first, I guess. Scale this down. Yeah, so this is, oh, this is gonna actually be a triangle, or not a triangle, a diamond shape, pyramid shape. I'm blanking on the actual term. Let's see. do I? No, it's not there. So we'll make it work. However, I need to make it work. Oh, of course, my Surface has gone to sleep, so I can't look at the reference picture. By gone to sleep, I mean it has turned off completely. I need to plug this in. Here I have an idea. We will use this the thumbnail for today's live stream as a reference rather than me having to go grab that. Okay, so all right. So how do I want to do this? I think an easy way for me to do this is to select a face and do one of these. Oh, ooh, what's going on there? Something's going on there. Select the face. There we go. Yeah, I think that is totally fine. Let's look at that. How does one merge? I remember there's like rim select. I don't remember the merged stuff. Oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, I don't remember the merge stuff. Yep. I should just, if I'm not gonna, yeah, I guess then I do that. This is definitely where I'm like, I wish that I remembered how to do all this. I believe I can do this, and then extrude, and then shrink. Shrink. Ooh, actually, I should probably, here. I love how, yeah, okay, we do this, we extrude, oop, we don't rotate, we extrude. I am clicking the wrong button. We extrude, what? There we go. Do that. There we go. Every time. I am so used to the previous or the other version of Blender. Need to get out of those habits. Whoops, not what I meant to do. Do that. There we go. I think that's, yeah, I guess it's a rough estimate here. And then I go grab these two and whoop. Oh. Ooh. Why is, yeah, that's, weird. Nope, I meant to scale and then just on the X or the anti-Z axis. There we go. We do that. That's looking a little bit better. So I'm gonna just basically be copying this over and over. Grab Z, there, oh, right. I'll just do one side, I guess. Grab Z. Grab Z. There you go. That works okay for now. And then we have, we more or less have this shape going on. I think I will want to, whoops, want to try and scale this. Oh, right, I have this at the wrong origin point. Let's go, whoops. Oh, grab, oh, there. Ah, man. I definitely need to go back in the training grounds to try and get used to Blender again. But I think this is fine enough. Cool. And then paste, grab, put it on the x-axis, and there we go. Oops, didn't mean to do delete. Yeah. Cool. And then the last thing here is I do the same thing. Whoops, copy and paste. Grab this. I can bring this up. Not the wireframe. Oh no. There we go. On the Y. And then bring this back. Rotate on the X. Degrees. And scale it to be slightly bigger. Yeah. And then rotate on the y-axis. Degrees, yeah. I think that looks okay. So this is the accessory portion of things. I think that looks all right. Oh, goodness sake. So many things that I'm so used to in other programs. Yeah, I think that is good. Copy that. Whoops, didn't mean to copy that many times. Whoops. Is it yeah, it is Control Shift C. There we go. Okay, so yeah, paste, grab on the XY axis. Bring this over here. It is, as you can tell, I'm not really being precise here at all. But that is also beside the point. So I get rid of this, get rid of this. Probably should have done that a little while ago. But yeah, I think overall this is looking okay. I think it looks a little bit tall. Yeah, it does feel a little bit tall. Yeah, I would say that is looking, oh, that is looking better. That's looking, yeah, slightly better there. Just trying to view it on all angles. I'm liking it, I think. Cool. Okay. I'll say that that is more or less done. So, okay. So this is the default stuff. Ooh, I gotta remember, how do I want to set up materials and things? I don't remember how I wanted to do that, because I did do this before in Unity. So let me go over to Unity real quick, and then look at some models. The bomb, I believe, is the thing that I got here. Yes, I do have multiple materials here. How do I want to do this? Because I think every player is going to have its own, or it's not going to have its own. There's going to be a specific shader that I'm going to be using for all the materials and things, and everything's going to essentially live off of that, so that I can do like flashing or change the color of things, or have outlines based off of the team you're on, all that stuff. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm trying to figure out. Let's try and figure that one out in terms of how exactly I want to do that. But I'm going to save this, because this is currently unsaved. This is where you insert Ben Burns' remember to save. Also, speaking of Ben, thanks Ben, once again, for all the music that you provide. I'll just put it here for now. Basic arts. Okay, save that. And then I do an export. FBX. There we go. Basic parts. Cool. Now I should be able to. Not that. This. Drag in this here. I don't have a good structure for this stuff yet. Cool. Oh, I did not. Whoops. I did not organize these, so I should say body. Legs. Arm. I guess it's right based off of arm. Left based off of the robot's perspective. And then I guess accessory. Ooh, actually they both should be in the same structure here, huh? Because yeah, this part is a thing that is like almost independent of everything else. This could be literally anything that I would want. Change this to head. There we go. Save this. Then I re-export. Cool. I'll get rid of this one and drag in the new one. There's better. There's better. What? There it is. Better. All right. So I think that this should be good. I think I should also be able to, well, I'm just going to drag the thing in and then be like, wow, you're huge. If I remember correctly, you can change the model and change the scale factor. 10? No. Yeah, I knew it was supposed to be smaller. That is tiny. I mean, I haven't really thought about size too much when I was making the thing. Now I'm using Blender controls. There we go. We move this up. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click play. Okay. Okay, so it is ever so slightly bigger. I think I'll go in and make this 2.5. I'll do 0.25 and see. Ooh. Yeah, that's much better. 0.25. There you go. I'm glad that the scale factor is that. Yeah. All right. So I might want to make the body be a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Okay. So, get rid of some of these extra windows going on. But the main thing is that now this exists. I'm going to now separate this out into the different separate this out into the different things. And I think actually before I even start, let me see, can I? Yeah, I can do each individual part as its own material, which is good. And I will deal with that a little bit later. So yeah, we got this going. I make the, oh yeah, basic legs and stuff. So I guess now I should probably move over here, huh? If I want this to work. So we will get rid of this. Look at this. And is it in aiming? No, it's inside of the default hierarchy, which is one other thing that I want to change. I don't want to have it so that it's just in the default hierarchy. I want to have like a slot that's for legs, or like model or something like that. So looking at not the materials, we gotta keep that up, but we want to look at the parts. Okay, so we got the standard legs, drag that in, and we got the standard. Basically, we'll do a whole rehash of what I did from before. The standard body is the beam version. Whoops, oh no, that should be in the slot. Whoops. Beam, that should be there. Then we have the head. Should, yeah, have all of those things. We have the head, which should be standard. The arms, which is the revolver. Left arm, right arm, then accessory. There we go. Accessory. And that should be the bomb. Yeah. There's the bomb. Cool. I think that should be everything. So now what I have to do is, we got this, and then we have the model here. Whoops, the model here. And then I want to, I want to change how this is structured. Oh, wrong thing. Let's look at the legs first. So go grab the legs here. Boom. That is the entire model. I believe, can't I separate out the legs separately here. If you guys can't move. Unpack. Oh yes, I'll do that. Unpack. There we go. We will actually we'll just move this here and move you up. Okay, yeah, look at that. That's actually of a decent size to what I originally had. Look at that. I'm kind of shocked. Anyway, so we have these parts. We go grab this leg and we say, hey, you live here. Instead of the cube, I'll hide the cube. I'll just do disable things for now. Actually, let me go grab the legs, lower this down so that it's here. Cool. And then I've lost the thing. There we go. Then we hide those. Go here, body slot. Here's this. Hit the body. Boom. Hide the sphere. Cool. We will adjust where things are afterwards. And then we get the model here. This is for the head. Oops, not trying to do that. Trying to do this. Okay. Hide the sphere. Then left arm. Oh, right. Left arm. Just move it into the spot that is the where the other one is, at least. That is the goal here. Oh, I could also just say 0, 0. Oh, wait, why is all that stuff different sizes? Is that going to... I don't know if that's going to bite me later, but we'll see. I've got the right. That there. There. Yeah, we just also, I should probably do the same thing here. Change the rotation. And get rid of these spheres. Okay, and then the accessory, which is going to just be, for now, just go grab, we put these both here, 0 both of these out, and 0 out this. Cool. And then take them both off. There you go. Boom. Okay. It is kind of working. I need to lower the body slot. Or I guess, is it the body slot that I need to lower? No, it is the model that I need to lower. Because it is actually kind of shocking how accurate I was by freehanding some of that stuff. Then I move the head slot down. There. Then I move move, actually I moved the head slot up, or the head model up. I want that to be in the center of this. Oh. Here, I'll add a point there. Yeah, put that at least in the center and then lower the head slot. Cool. Gonna get rid of this. There. Okay. All right, so one thing I will do before we actually play this inside of the game is I'll actually put in some materials. We'll continue the standard material look. So I believe I should have, yeah, player. I'll do dark gray. And black. These. Gray. There we go. There. Now things have a material on them. We go in here. Oh, we actually, before I click play, I have to apply all these changes. So this needs to be applied. This needs to be applied. This here as well. Keep it going. Cool. All these get deleted. This gets applied. This gets deleted. And then this gets applied. And then delete. And now, for the grand reveal. Click play. And it should use the new model. There we go. Dope. And yeah, me moving around, it does have its own, like me aiming and its legs are different. That is correct. Scaling wise, I think that it's a little bit on the smaller side. A little bit on the, yeah, a little bit too small, but, and the arms position are like very wide, very much wider than I want them to be. So we will adjust that. Where's the basic parts? Oh, this is still here. Yeah, let's adjust that. That's a little bit too much. Man, I really do wish I had that thing I was talking about last time where I could just like automatically build a thing. And like all that stuff is just there. But no, I have to do this by hand, at least for now. But that is okay because I don't have to do too much here. Whoops. Main body, just got to do the arms, which unfortunately is like the real one that's kind of annoying to do. Okay, so there are the arm slots. Oops. Arm slots. We're gonna just move the arm slots in. Yeah, I'll say 0.5. Yeah. Let me just say 0.5. I think that would work. Let's go with that. Override. And then delete all these. There you go. And click play. Yeah, that's feeling a little bit better. Might be a little bit too in, but I think that's feeling ever so slightly better. All right. So this is looking all right so far. All right, so the next thing that I want to do here is I want to try and start doing some like hovering, like motion things. So I guess I am gonna do some scripting here. But like if I move in a direction, since I'm using legs that hover, I want to have it so that you like lean forward a little bit, give some like personality to it based off of the parts that you have. And I guess that, yeah, that would be a procedural animation style thing. I think ultimately I'll have like some other major system, like a more robust system for that, but I'm gonna just get it in there for now, just so that then it's in there and I can make changes based off of it being in there. All right, so how do I want to do that part? Because if I remember correctly, this stuff, like if I were to just like rotate this model to be like this or whatever, I don't actually know if I can. Yeah, I can't do that. No, I can't do that because it is using, or it zeroes out everything. Here, I just rotate this. Oh, and it changes the body thing. Oh, right, because I'm changing all these things. Okay, fine. We go here, and then we say rotate this. No, and it rotates everything. Oh, it's rotating all of that. Oh, now I understand-ish. Is it? Oh, right, I got rid of the line with camera. I should probably get rid of that on the player. I think it might be in here. Ooh, did not open this up. Okay, we bring this over here. We zoom in so people can read the text. All right. Oh, this player jump. Player info. I don't need two of them. No, it might be player aim. I think it's player aim. But yeah, player aim, player, yeah. Player movement, I guess. Dash, cooldowns, grappling. No, it's not there. And yeah, this is the body slot. Huh. Ah, there we go. Ah, there it is. This is the thing. This is the thing that is setting everything to what you called -90. I want to change. What do I want to change here? Essentially, the thing that I was trying to say is that me changing this, like the model position, anything to do with these slots here, like me even removing that, doesn't change the functionality of the thing here. It doesn't change the functionality of what the part is. This is essentially a visual layer. So me rotating this based off of whatever I need to rotate here, that shouldn't that shouldn't matter here. So I am going to, instead of right now I'm remembering some of this stuff. The X and Y, instead of doing 0 here, I'm going to say vector 3 body rotation equals, oh, I guess it's quaternion, right? Turning in is that. Isn't this? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, actually, then I'll do a vector 3. X, Y, and Z. Oh, no, that's legs. Whoops. Putting it in the wrong spot. Leg rotation equals info. Oh, yeah, I'm now seeing what I have done here. Transform, rotation, Euler, angles. There we go. This should be a body. There we go. And then replace. There. That that has solved that problem. All right. All right, we got that going. We go here. Let that load. Okay. So yeah, me rotating, doing all this, that should be the exact same, except now when I go in here and I change like, I change this. I believe this is actually the thing that is a rotation. Yeah, now I can do this whole thing. And again, it doesn't really matter if I change the rotation or whatever, what have you here. It doesn't actually matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter because it all is visual. All of the functionality is elsewhere. It is really nice. All right. Ah, yes. Get renderer. Does renderer not on here? What do you mean? Object indicator or opponent indicator is not on there. What do you mean that's not on there? Interesting. I'll deal with that afterwards. Okay, so we click play, or we don't need to click play. Actually, we do click play because what I want to do is I want to lean forward and backwards based off of other stuff. Now I need to figure out how exactly. Ooh, do I want to? Yeah. Now I have to think about like what is the structure of how to actually move the different parts around. Because at the moment, if I want to lean forward while moving, no, it's not that. It is, I think it's, yeah, this. So like, let's say I'm like moving forward like this, right? Yeah, I'm rotating around the right spot, I think. Yes, I'm rotating around this, which is technically correct. rotating around this. Then I want to keep the, yeah, well, that's, that does look weird. So like, yeah, let's say that I'm leaning forward and I want to rotate. I want to rotate locally. What? How? That works. Maybe? Do I? No. Do I want to have it so that you are like you're doing this, but then the body, because I need to do this procedurally. The body is trying to keep upright. Right? Yeah. Okay. Or yeah, we're moving forward, we're moving around, and then the body is trying to keep upright, and then it'll move, like lean forward and back, since especially because this is like a floating player. So that would be one thing that I could do, is have it so that, yeah, okay. I think I have an idea. So I think what I'm going to do is have it so that the legs itself, I control that, like rotation and whatnot, and then I change, then I'll change the body rotation based off of leg stuff. But for now, let's just deal with the leg stuff. So how do I want to do this? What should be in charge of all of this? I think it should probably be here. Not player aim, but player animation might be actually a decent thing, because this is where a lot of that stuff is going to be governed. So we'll do player animation. I'll rename if I need to later. Before I do that, let me think what I gotta remember. What do I gotta remember to add here? We'll go over here. We get rid of this. Remove. And then we apply that to all players, because that is no longer relevant, because everything is now 3D. I am looking at the wrong one here. I'm looking at this. So how do I want to do this? I go grab player animation, boom, put it here. Sweet. Now in, how did I get the player game stuff? We'll just grab this here and we'll get the body parts there. Info. Okay. It's player ability. Player ability. That's how. Okay, and then based off of, do I want to have this based off of your movement or the movement of the player? Because theoretically, if you did get pushed forward, you would be leaning forward, or you would be going forward. So then it could just procedurally and like react to the fact that, oh, you are moving forward. It doesn't matter if you're using input or not. I think that is what I will do. So we'll do avoid update. Update. Yeah, we'll do update. And I think I have access to, yeah, rigid body. Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, I guess info, rigid body, linear velocity. And then I want the magnitude, how far you are going. Yeah. Public float x speed. Sure. I don't know what the speed is, so debug that. Just do this, just because I don't remember If I look at the speed variable, energy, health, yeah, I'm not seeing movement speed. Okay, it's about 5. It's 5. We're going to say max speed 5. So if you get launched further than 5, well, then stop. I'm going to go look and see if I actually have the max speed somewhere. It would be part of the legs if I... Or not the legs, the head, because the head is the thing that has all the stats. Okay, no. Load out. Oh, it's just the... Yeah. Oh, move speed is right there. Okay. I will not use that. I will just use... float. Speed equals info.rb.linear velocity magnitude, right? And then I say, what do I say? Then I say math f.clamp from 0 to speed. Oh, this should be the absolute value. Whoops, absolute. Info.move speed. There. Did I not? There. Speed. There. Okay. Float or public float lean angle or max lean angle. For now, I think I was like, I don't remember. Let me go. Let me start this up and then we can mess around with that. Yeah, 30. I'd say 30 is a decent one to start with. Cool. Math f dot no dot lerp. Do I want to lerp? Or do I want to have a? I think I want to actually have a public animation curve lean curve equals new keyframe. Sorry, let me try and get this in front of my face. Keyframe 0, 0, and then 0, 1. There we go. Oh, new keyframe there. 0, 1. Cool. And then we do lerp between 0 and max lean by lean curve dot evaluate speed. Speed. Actually, no, I want speed percent. So float speed percent equals speed divided by info dot move speed. There we go. And then I put that here. This way I have a normalized version of this. And so this will give me the float angle or lean angle. There we go. Cool. And then the thing that I do now is go to info dot. Ooh, I would the thing I'm now thinking is like I'm gonna have a lot of things try and influence this. I guess for now we're just gonna utilize this. What is it? Is it info dot legs? No, parts. That's what it is. Parts, legs, transform, rotation equals turning Euler, the lean angle, and then we just do the same thing here. Boom. And leg Y and leg Z. Still not trying to influence what that is. Cool. All right, so now when I close this, let this load. Go here. This now has this going on. This has this going on. Oh. There should be one. Whoops. That's fine. And then we I think I can reset this. Reset. There. All right, now I click play. And then I should have a little bit more granular control over that. Start. Woo! Woo! Okay. So I'm doing the inverse of that. Whoa! This looks like the Jetsons now. That's funny. That's really funny. All right. So that ooh. Do I want to have the absolute value of this then? Do I want to have the absolute value of this? The reason why I am thinking like, ooh, do I want to do that is because if I had this not be the absolute value, like if I was to be launched backwards, is that okay? For now, minus, I don't I don't know. I feel like that is I am leading myself to have problems in the future. I mean, this is a fairly simple script, and this is very much like barely procedural animation stuff. So yeah, but okay, cool. Okay. I guess I only want it in the X value and not the full magnitude. Is it the X value? Yeah, the X value. Dot. I think normalized? No. I guess dot X and not magnitude. Yeah, because if I get hit to the side, I don't want you to be moving forward. Okay, I think that is okay. Right. Okay, X and Y. Whoops. But if you get hit from the side, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Factor 3. Whoops. Not what I meant to do there. Do that. Velocity equals velocity dot x, y, z. I think it's z, right? No, it's y. Y is the up and down, correct? Yeah. Okay. I'm jumping between too many things. There. I just zero out the velocity in the y-axis so I don't have that affected. It is a very rudimentary version of doing that, but so yeah, now it's leaning, and if I jump, it does not go up, and it's not affected by that. Okay, but yeah, okay, so that is kind of working. Me aiming is still messed up, but that's fine. That is to be expected. Yeah, so then if I were to get hit, I guess, then and like I get hit or something like that. Well, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that would work. But okay, so we're doing that, and then I want to counteract the lean here so that I try and stay upright. Also, I want to smooth this out so it's not instantaneous kind of thing. Let me think. Okay, yeah, multiple things I'm trying to do here. I think I want to try and counteract the movement for the body part. I said local dot parts dot body transform station Euler. Is I want to try and keep looking or being upward, right? Sorry, I'm trying to like walk through this in my head of like how do I want this part to react? So like, yeah, I'm currently looking behind me while moving. I think what I want is that I would want this to not be, oh geez. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. Oh man, that's, don't worry. I'm just like trying to sneak. Interesting. But I'm trying to think of like, well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have it so that the body is trying to counteract the fact that I'm leaning forward. Like I am trying to keep upright. Like it's as if you were trying to keep upright while like running forward a little bit. So you're not just in a full on sprint, but you're in a jog ish thing. Like, yeah, what does that look like? I don't know. Like if I were to try and have it so that you're trying to stay upright, then what? you're trying to look, yeah, I'm basically saying I want you, not the velocity, I guess I would want the dot product to always be like, oh yeah, point towards that, regardless of what's going on. And I guess I could just say move the world, the transform rotation, the world space one, and not do the local rotation. And then just say, yeah, just worry about up, like try and move up towards the thing. Yeah. Yeah. I think that could work. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try it, I guess. So, oops, I don't need all of this up. Yeah, so what I would want here is instead of, well, yeah, instead of messing with this, I go grab this again. And the thing that's not going to change, oh, yeah, there's this, whoops. My rotation Y. Why is this here as well? Okay. I don't think this is actually going to solve this problem. Oh, I guess it did. Right, because it's doing a world space. Yeah, so the legs are the thing that are moving. But I don't want it to be a complete, like, yeah, and I guess I would want to have it so that that is the angle that you're trying to aim for is different. Sorry, I'm just trying to, is it? Is it? Lean angle, if I just did lean angle, oh, I think this might, oh no, it's not gonna be backwards. I guess we'll try. The camera's doing the thing again. What's going on, camera? There we go. Yeah, okay, so that is happening, and I want this to be 5% of that, essentially, like a percentage. Public float, body in percent 5. Actually 0.5. And we just say range from 0 to 1. Times body lean percent. 0.05. Whoops. So like it will lean forward a little bit, but it'll still try and keep upright overall. Yeah, so it's not leaning nearly as much. There we go. Okay, we're kind of getting somewhere. So yeah, it's floating. I'm leaning. Things are happening. All right. Well, that's kind of exciting. And like theoretically, the other parts should also have this going for it. It wouldn't look correct on all the parts, the ones that have like actual discrete legs. That's not going to look all that good, but yeah, it leaning forward and it trying to counteract the fact that it's leaning forward and whatnot is kind of nice. I'm going to change it so it's 60. So you're going to be really leaning forward. Like I'm like, but yeah, then there we go. Yeah. So like I'm really trying to go forward. I feel like this is a lot, but you know, it kind of is what it is. Yeah, I think that this is looking all right. This is looking not half bad, honestly. Oh, I have it on 50%. So if I had it very little, yeah, then it has little influence. Then if I have it at like full influence, then then it's like go charge. Okay, but like yeah, this is I'm able to procedurally change the amount of lean that's going on. I kind of like this 30% thing, so I'm leaning and whatnot. And then I'll also want to change like the head position to also try and look forward without leaning and stuff. So like yeah, I can do all this stuff. This is still a thing that I gotta figure out because I don't know how exactly I want to. Yeah, because when you slow down for this, that also slows down that. Okay. 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 I'm not too mad about this. Yeah, I'll say 30%. 0.3 there. And I kind of like the 60 lean there. Cool. And then I think the last thing here is, oh yeah, what is up with the camera? Why are you doing that? But yeah, the last thing here, yes, everything is being rotated by that, which I wonder if that is okay or not. I kind of don't think it is. But the last thing I want to do is, yeah, I think I'll do the head stuff. So the head is also counteracting the lean. So that it's looking straight ahead rather than not. Okay. Yeah, no, this is looking good. I have to figure, actually, I should probably think about like, yeah, how exactly do I want this part to look when you're aiming in two different directions? You're moving like this and you're aiming like this. This is not, this is not how I want you to move. Because like, yeah, you technically can't like, yeah, I don't know. This just, it feels too messed up, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm still trying to figure out. Because like, yeah, if you were to look at this and be like, oh yeah, now I want to aim in like to the right of me. How would the body turn while you're leaning forward. I guess, yeah, you would not want to have it so that the body turns, or I would not want to have it so that the thing that you're trying to do. Yeah. And I think that's where I have to actually have an angle that I'm trying to go for rather than counteracting just a single angle. I don't know. Something to think about. Well, first, let's think. So yeah, the things that I wanted to get done, I mean, I got a lot of the stuff done. I'm also trying to think like, what is it that I might, as you can tell, I am currently trying to figure out what I want out of this. And maybe that's the main problem, is that I don't know what I want out of this. I don't know how I want this to look. Now that I have something to look at, that really helps. Really helps a lot to be able to be like, oh yeah, this is kind of the stuff that is making things look in a certain way. And like, yeah, it really does help that like this now has some type of like leaning and whatnot. It already feels like it has a little bit more character to things. Like it's not just some primitives, but there's actually some type of like, oh hey, look, there's a thing happening here. So that's one thing that's really nice. But yeah, I don't know what exactly here. I'll zoom out. I don't know what exactly it is that I want out of this. Outside of that, it is really nice that we will actually have some type of animation. But yeah, I don't know what I want outside of this in terms of like, yeah, the angles of stuff, and like if you got hit and were launched in a different direction than you were looking. That's also one thing that I'm thinking of. Like how do I want that to react? I guess I would want to have it so that it's backwards. Yeah. And yeah, that's where I'm like, because yeah, if you were facing in this direction, you got hit, then I would want the floating bit, propulsion part, the legs, to go in the opposite direction. Yeah, I would want it to go in the opposite direction, so it's like you're being launched and whatnot. That would be a better move there. I don't know. I do want not instantaneous, so I would still want to have some type of turning thing, but like I want to have the turning thing be a little bit more smooth in terms of visually smooth, so it's not just like boop and whatnot. In terms of like the actual indicator on the ground, I think that I would want to have still, I don't know, maybe that is also a thing that doesn't need to be a thing, but like the direction that you are actually shooting, I want that to be near 1-to-1 to what you are doing, so you can be like, no, do no, or something like that. I don't know. This is now just me ruminating on what the heck is going on, just trying to figure out like how exactly I want to deal with this stuff. But I feel like I'm kind of just going in circles and not really figuring out what I want to do with all this stuff while I'm looking at it. Yeah, maybe this is I come back to this with fresh eyes later, and be like, okay, that's what we really want to do, kind of thing. But yeah, it is really nice to actually have some form of feedback that you are like moving around whatnot. It would be nice to have like a jumping animation and whatnot, but that I think will be for another time. Anyway, let's do the patented recap. It's not patented. The recap, I mean, largely what you see is what you get. I got a new model in that is more representative of what the like scale of a robot would be. Um, and it also helped with the workflow in terms of like, oh, okay, if I bring it in, this is how this could work. So that was, that was like a secondary thing. It's not even a full scale kind of thing because I didn't bring in any materials or anything like that. But so yeah, so that's in there. And then the last thing, or the other thing, is that I got in some procedural animation like stuff, being able to react based off of the speed of the character. You will lean forward or backwards and whatnot. So that is nice. But yeah, definitely something that I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about doing that stuff. Like, me thinking about it, I like the idea of, I mean, a lot of the animations that are going to happen inside of the game are going to be procedurally animated. So like those ideas where I had the player like have like spider-ish legs or and whatnot, those kind of things are like I would want to have. Oh, now you turn on here while I have you. Whoop. So this stuff here, these kind of legs here, I want to have that be very procedurally animated. I don't want to have to hand animate all that stuff. Also, I would love to, have it so that it reacts to the fact that like, oh, I'm on a slope that I'm sliding down, but I'm on a slope. So the legs are like rising and lowering based off of IK, and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of the thing that I'm thinking of like, oh, I realize you can't actually see this. I'm on a slope and having that react to there. So that's one of the things. But yeah, having like this whole like spider like animation and whatnot would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool. But I would have to do the whole animation stuff for it. So yeah, once again, I'm gonna call it there. Rather short one, at least shorter than what I was originally thinking I was gonna do. But yeah, it's just like there's a lot of me just like sitting here thinking like, what am I doing? And then I'm just going in a loop. And I don't think that is necessarily the most interesting thing for both you as the viewer of this, and then me. I don't think that this is most useful. So I think that I should probably just step away from it and then come back later. But I am also planning on trying to get back to this later this week. That I realize is like my track record for being able to say, yeah, and I'll get back later this week is not great. But I'm really, really trying to get into this. Like I said at the top of this, I really want to try and get the Steam page up. I want to try and get it so that that's up and out, and then eventually I'll be able to go to like conventions and whatnot, have a convention demo and stuff, and have people actually sit down and play with the new art, the new art style and direction and stuff, and then get more feedback on all these parts and things, and then eventually just do the whole rebuild of everything. But with that, I think I am going to end it here. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Hopefully that was entertaining, and I'll be back later this week. I'm really gonna try and do that, but I'll talk to y'all later.